in the 10N car. Jack Hewitt in the 5X. Greg Woolley in the 23 car. Rich Vogler in the 4 car. Kurt Kelly in the 22 car. Kelly Kinzer in the 47 car. Hank Lauer in the 37 car. Danny Smith in the 5M car. Rick Furkel in the 0 car. Brad Doty in the 75 Sprinter. Shane Carson in the 51 car. Jimmy Sills in the 71 car. Kenny Jacobs in the 4J car. Ronnie Schumann in the 21X car. Rick Unger in the 2 car. Bobby Davis Jr. in the 18 car. Jack Hodenshield in the 63 car. Steve Kinzer in the 11 car. Timmy G in the 88 car. Bobby Allen in the 1A car. Sammy Swindell in the number 1S car. Doug Wolfgang in the 29 car. Jeff Swindell in the 80 car. And sitting on the pole, Charlie Fisher in his own 5 car. The 40-lap Eldora Kings Royal Sprint Car Race is about to begin. 24 of the finest sprint cars in the country. Jeff Swindell, Charlie Fisher on the front row. And remember what Swindell said?
On the outside front row is normally going to lead the takeoff anyway. And I feel we're fast enough that once we get there, we take off. If we have no problems, everything goes nice, we'll easily lead the whole way.
That was Jeff Swindell. He said he'd lead the whole way. He's got the lead now as he goes in the number 1 ahead of Charlie Fisher. Your leader is Jeff Swindell. It's Jeff Swindell out in front, followed by Charlie Fisher and Sammy Swindell. Swindell is now into lap traffic. Driving gets a little bit tougher when you start working in the lap traffic. It's Jeff Swindell, Charlie Fisher, Sammy Swindell, Doug Wolfgang, 1, 2, 3, and 4. A yellow flag is waving now. Kenny Jacobs' car has stalled on the backstretch. That's going to regroup these racers. And here's a restart. Jeff Swindell got a good jump on the field as he's still out in front, leading the Kings Royal. Danny Smith on that restart got into the wall and flipped his car. Danny Smith hit the outside cushion on turn 3, got upside down, and put Danny out of the competition. He was not injured, but the 5M Merrill Construction Sprint car is out of the action. And now another restart. A red flag brought out. The drivers now will get a chance to refuel these cars. They want to go the entire 40-lap race. and not have to stop for fuel. The fuel stop over with, the race back underway. It's still Jeff Swindell, Charlie Fisher, Sammy Swindell, Doug Wolfgang. The 1S car, Sammy Swindell, is getting Charlie Fisher in his sights, trying to move in and close in on the leader, Jeff Swindell. Jimmy Sills in the 71 car moving well up through the traffic as Jeff Swindell leads and Charlie Fisher still running second. Charlie Fisher seemed to get a second win now as he's running stronger than before and starting to move up on Jeff Swindell. Bobby Allen has been moving up well through the traffic. Steve Kinzer has been doing a great job moving up from the 7th position start. It's Jeff Swindell out in front, Charlie Fisher second, Sammy Swindell third, Doug Wolfgang fourth, and now Steve Kinzer running fifth. Jeff Swindell's theory was, once he got his momentum gone, he could fly around the Eldora Speedway and nobody could touch him. It looks like that theory is proving true. However, now we're getting into lap traffic, and that slows down his tempo, slows down the pace. And Sammy Swindell, a veteran in traffic, is working on Charlie Fisher to move into second position. Here comes Steve Kinzer. Steve dropped low, below Wolfgang, below Swindell, and now racing wheel to wheel with Sammy down the backstretch. And Kinzer moves around Sammy Swindell into third position. It's Steve Kinzer now running third. Your leader is Jeff Swindell, lap 16. And look at Steve Kinzer fly. He goes around Jeff Swindell. He moves into the lead. Steve Kinzer is now your leader. A burst of speed from the veteran World of Outlaw King, Steve Kinzer. Lap 17, it's Steve Kinzer out in front now. He's taking over the lead from Jeff Swindell and running fast with that Gambler Gertie engine-powered race car. Steve Kinzer, the king of the World of Outlaws, and now heading for the King's Royal $50,000 win. Kinzer, Jeff Swindell. Sammy Swindell has moved into third and now moves over and around Jeff Swindell. Sammy Swindell has taken over the second position. Another yellow flag has been displayed. There's a car stalled on the track. That's going to regroup them. It's lap 19. 21 laps to go in this King's Royal race. Hardenshield's on the move. Jack Hardenshield in the 63 car is moving up strong. Shane Carson in the 51 car is also on the move up from the back. As Carson overtakes Jeff Swindell and moves into fourth position. Your leader way out in front is Steve Kinzer in the 11 Gambler. Second now is Sammy Swindell, and Shane Carson has moved into third position. And Jeff Swindell, something's happened to the Swindell car. Jeff has pulled to the top of the track on the backstretch, and Jeff Swindell, the early race leader, who has had some bad luck now, is going to be dropping out of the race. And here comes the final restart. It's Steve Kinzer out in front, Sammy Swindell running second, Shane Carson running third, Doug Wolfgang running fourth. Shane Carson is starting to put some pressure on Sammy Swindell. Carson's dropping low in turns 3 and 4, and every lap he seems to be moving closer to Swindell. Doug Wolfgang is running in 4th position. Your leader is Steve Kinzer. 2nd place is Sammy Swindell, followed by Shane Carson and Doug Wolfgang, and Jack Hodenschild is in 5th. Kinzer out in front, setting the pace in the King's Royal race. That $50,000 prize getting very close for Steve. He knows now to be very careful around the lap traffic, to be cautious as he passes the lap cars. But how cautious can you be with Sammy Swindell and Shane Carson breathing down your bumper? It's Steve Kinzer, Sammy Swindell running 2nd. Shane Carson 3rd. Jack Hodenschild has overtaken Wolfgang for 4th. And there's Jack Hewitt, the 5 car. Hewitt has a flat rear tire, and that's bringing out the yellow flag. Hewitt was able to get into the pits, get his tire changed, and get back out. 12 laps to go in the King's Royal race. It's Kinzer down the straightaway. Sammy Swindell, Shane Carson running 3rd. Jack Hodenschild 4th. Doug Wolfgang 5th. And Bobby Davis just got around Doug Wolfgang and moved into 5th position. Moving up on the 63 car of Hodenschild. It's Kinzer, Swindell, and now Shane Carson putting the pressure on Sammy Swindell as he goes low in turn 1. It's Swindell and Carson side by side down the backstretch. Shane Carson in that 51 car is putting the pressure on Swindell. It's $50,000 to win today, but $8,000 for 2nd and $5,000 for 3rd. A $2,000 spot for Shane Carson, and that $2,000 looks awful good at Eldora Speedway right now. It's Steve Kinzer still out in front, pulling away from Sammy Swindell and Shane Carson. The yellow flag wave, a car is spun in turn 1. The driver is okay, though. That brings out the yellow flag and a final restart here at Eldora's King's Royal race. 8 laps to go. It's Steve Kinzer, Sammy Swindell, Shane Carson, Jack Hodenschild, Doug Wolfgang, and they race side by side down the straightaway, 3 abreast. Hodenschild makes his move. Hodenschild moved in around Shane Carson and now trying for Sammy Swindell. Jack gets high. Shane Carson goes back into 3rd position. Steve Kinzer out in front commanding this race. Right now the real race is for 2nd position. Sammy Swindell, Shane Carson, and Jack Hodenschild have been swapping the lead. Carson back up on Sammy Swindell's side, running side by side with Swindell. Carson's making another attempt to move ahead of Sammy Swindell and get into 2nd position. Sammy back down the backstretch, moves ahead of Carson, and Carson down through turn 3 is back alongside Swindell. And down the straightaway, Shane Carson has moved into 2nd position. There's the white flag for Steve Kinzer. The King's Royal $50,000 is very near. And here comes the winner, Steve Kinzer from Boone, Indiana, a $50,000 prize. Following Kinzer at the flag was Shane Carson for $8,000 win. Jack Hodenschild was 3rd. Sammy Swindell faded the 4th. Brad Doty was 5th, followed by Doug Wolfgang, Bobby Davis Jr., Ron Schumann, Rick Unger, Jack Hewitt, Charlie Fisher, Rick Ferkel, Jimmy Sills, Greg Woolley, Tim G., Hank Lauer, Bobby Allen, Rich Vogler, Terry Gray, Jeff Swindell, Kelly Kinzer, Kurt Kelly, Kenny Jacobs, and Danny Smith. There's a rundown of the top 24 for the King's Royal $50,000 win. The King of the King's Royal, Steve Kinzer, $50,000 win.